In the 1950s the world looked very different. Data from the United Nations shows that the global population was around 2.5 billion. Today, that number is almost 7.5 billion and is expected to rise to 9.7 billion by 2050. In the middle of the 20th century, China was home to 500 million people and, like today, it was the world's the most populous nation, followed by India and the United States. But, based on current trends, the list of the world's most populous nations could look very different by 2050. Number 10 is Ethiopia with 165 million peoples. Ethiopia is among the new countries on the list. Experts believed that due to the rate at which childbirth is increasing and with other factors attached to that, the country sits at number 10 of the projected world's most populated countries by 2050. According to Population Reference Bureau, the projected population for Ethiopia by 2050 is 165 million and it replaces Mexico, in relation to the present ranking which lies at position. Number 9 is Democratic Republic of Congo with 194 million people. Democratic Republic of Congo will sit on position 9, replacing Russia among the list of the world's most populated countries of the future. Its projected population by the year 2050 is 194 million, and will become the second most populated countries in Africa behind Nigeria. Number 8 is Bangladesh with 202 million people. Bangladesh still maintains its place as the 8th most populous country in the world, at both present and future ranking, but has a projected population of 202 million inhabitants by 2050. Number 7 is Brazil with 226 million peoples. Brazil currently sits 5th on the list of the world's most populated countries, but will find itself in the 7th position by the year 2050. Sources suggest that plans have been put in place to reduce fertility rate in the next coming years in Brazil. Number 6 is Pakistan with 344 million peoples. Pakistan's position on the list of the world's most populated countries by 2050 will also remain unchanged in relation to its present ranking. Its projected population in the future according to the Population Reference Bureau is 344 million. Number 5 is Indonesia with 366 million peoples. Indonesia will be replaced in its current position by Nigeria come 2050 and will fall back to the 5th position of the most populated countries of the future. The projected population for Indonesia by 2050 is 366 million, a difference of 110 million from the present population which is around 256 million. Number 4 is Nigeria with 397 million peoples. Nigeria currently sits 7th on the list of the world's most populated countries and it is the most populous country in Africa at the moment. Despite losing thousands of inhabitants in recent years due to the insurgency, Nigeria's population is projected to be around 397 million, from 182 million at present, by 2050, with just a difference of 1 million to the United States. Number 3 is United States of America with 398 million peoples. By 2050, America's population is not expected to boom in terms of birth rate, but studies revealed that the rate of migration into the United States will be higher than it is now. The United States currently has a population of around 321 million, but its projected population in the future will be 398 million, just a million above Nigeria, and it will maintain its position as the number 3rd in the world in terms of population growth. Number 2 is China with 1.46 billion peoples. It may surprise you to find out that China, which is presently topping the list of the most populated countries in the world, will drop in the near future, with fallen birth rate is expected to be the trends in the next coming year. China presently is the world's most populous country with a population of approximately 1.40 billion, but will be dropping to the 2nd spot by 2050 with a projected population of 1.46 billion. On top spot is India with 1.66 billion peoples. Over the past half century, China has remained in the top spot. but it is expected to be overtaken by India in 2022. No doubt, India has the attributes to make it top of the list in the near future. At present, India has a population of 1.3 billion, sitting second to China on the chart, but Population Reference Bureau has said it will surely top the chart by 2050, because of the way the birth rate is increasing in the country. We have some interesting figures that we are going to show you. In 1990, the world population is 5.3 billion. In 2015, the world population is 7.3 billion. In future 2030, the world population is 8.5 billion. In 2050 it was 9.7 billion, and in 2100 it was 11.2 billion. The aging population, projected global population age 60 years and above, is going to rise 0.5 billion in 1990 to 2.1 billion in 2050. And in 2100 the aging population is 3.2 billion. The global life expectancy is rise to 65 years in 1990 to 77 years in 2050. And in 2100 global life expectancy is rise to 83 years.